The fate of Terry McLaurin hangs in the air. He has reported, but he is not going to sign a contract anytime soon, and he has made it clear to everyone he is not going to play under his current deal. So, James, that immediately gets everyone asking, if Terry McLaurin does in fact get moved from Washington, what are some teams that make sense?
Dude, I'm really shocked, man, that the Commanders have not pulled this trigger yet. This deal was signed in 22, and he's outperformed it, in my opinion. Now, I joke he's the fourth best receiver in the NFC East, maybe the fifth, depending on what Malik Neighbors does. But,
I might put Malik Neighbors over him right now.
oh, there we
Just
go.
honest, I might do that, but it's more about Malik Neighbors than Terry McLaurin. But continue.
But, in general, like Terry's performed. He's done 5 years consecutive 1,000-yard seasons. So, who would I like to sign? Terry McLaurin. If I'm going NFC, if someone's trying to trade for him, and I just don't know if the Commanders would do this, but if I'm looking at the NFC, man, I'm looking at Green Bay to maybe get a trade for Terry McLaurin, get him paired up with Matt Golden. You know, maybe see if somehow this would be a weird one if he can get to San Francisco just because of what's going on with
That's
Jawan
true.
Jennings. You still got recovering ACL tear from Brandon Ayuk. So I can see
And
that.
Ricky Pearsall
Oh, yeah.
continues to just be injured and be a disappointing draft pick so far through 2 seasons for the Niners as well. That one makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. And so those would be my two. If I had to pick a number three team, this is only because everyone likes to add ammunition with ammunition. Detroit or Chicago, just because of their play callers, I'll go there. But AFC side, I'll make it real quick. Everyone wants to say Chiefs and Ravens. Cool. If this would be the team that needs to do it, it'd be the Chargers.
I love that you said that. I was thinking that as well. Yeah. Mike Williams just retired. Lad McConkey was great. They drafted Trey Harris. There were some contract issues there, but they got those taken care of. But you added Terry McLaurin to that mix. We're cooking with Justin Herbert there. Omari and Hampton, they drafted in the first round.
Hold on,
That,
hold
that
on.
would be a team that could legitimately challenge the Chiefs in the AFC West. If you add Terry McLaurin to that offense led by Justin Herbert, head coach Jim Harbaugh, definitely
Hey,
no
man.
more excuses for Justin Herbert at that point. No more
Right.
excuses.
No more. But hey, man, don't forget about Drops McGee Johnson, Quentin Johnson.
Oh
Come on.
my. People forget though, he missed a couple games last year, but had he played on a 17 game schedule, he was on pace for 9 touchdowns last year. If he had played a full 17, he was on pace for 9. So that's more of a fantasy football stat, I'll admit, because the yardage and the catches aren't coming with that. But 9 touchdowns is still 9 touchdowns. I give credit where it's due, but Quentin Johnston is a bad wide receiver in the NFL. And they definitely, in my opinion, if they are going to be relying on Quentin Johnston in 2025 to produce for them at this point, I don't know what to say. I think Terry McLaurin would fit in very well with that group. Another team in the AFC, I think, would make a lot of sense that is kind of flying under the radar as well. I know they just brought in Tyler Lockett, but why not get another weapon for the number 1 overall pick, Cam Ward? Tyler Lockett, more of a slot guy. You have 2 outside guys, Calvin Ridley, Terry McLaurin. I don't know. That could be a lot of fun. I like setting up my rookie quarterbacks with as many weapons as possible.
Correct.
Get Terry McLaurin in there. But the big one that everyone always talks about, and the one that probably makes the most sense, is the New England Patriots.
Oof.
They have the money to pay him, which is going to be a big part of this. Whatever team he would be traded to is going to have to give him a contract. They could pay him. And again, Drake May. Right now, all he has is Stephon Diggs as his notable weapons, right? I mean, Demario Douglas
Come on, man. Don't forget about Demario
and,
Douglas.
and Keyshawn Booty. Yeah, he's there. But these aren't guys that are really going to move the needle for you. These are
Correct.
kind of, we'd put him in Jag territory, just a guy,
Just
potentially. Terry McLaurin is not a Jag, though. Terry McLaurin would completely elevate the status of that offense, have a 1-2 punch of Stephon Diggs, Terry McLaurin. I think the Patriots are the move that makes the most sense. And that's the one that we've seen a lot of links as well, would be Terry McLaurin to the Patriots. But I definitely think if the Commanders were to move from him, it would be the first mistake since Dan Snyder had left. This is a new regime that had made all the right moves for the Commanders. Commanders fans for decades were so sick of having incompetent management under Dan Snyder. But this new ownership group has done all the right things for the Commanders to this point. They've made all the right moves, all the right hires. Dan Quinn, Jaden Daniels, everything's been going great. But not rewarding Terry McLaurin, who was your most loyal player through all these years, all this turmoil. He never had a good quarterback up until this past season, and we saw what happened when he had a great quarterback. He produced at an elite level and was a massive, massive part in why that offense was prolific enough to take them to the NFC Championship game with a rookie quarterback.
Agree.
And for them to not reward him and his loyalty with a big fat payday would be a travesty. Now, we've talked about our candidates that we think would be a lot of sense for him to go to. But James, ultimately, do you think he even gets traded?
No, I don't think he gets traded. This deal will be done, kid you not, I will say 10 days before week 1.
Yeah, I agree. I think we're going to see this deal eventually get done. They will come to their senses. And credit to Terry McLaurin. He has made it clear that he has done all the right things to this point. He's disappointed and pissed off that he has not been treated fairly. And it almost feels like they've kind of just brushed that to the side, his contributions to everything he's done for that franchise over these past 3 or 4 years. That's just kind of been brushed to the side. So I fully support him standing on business on this one. And I think eventually the Washington group will come to a consensus and they'll figure out a way to get him the contract he needs. They'll work it out. And Terry McLaurin will play football for the Washington Commanders in 2025. And I'll even say this, he'll be ready for week 1.